Everybody wants to know how long it takes to actually downsize. We're going to cover some steps today in this video that are going to help you if you have not started the downsizing process at all. You are literally at step one. You've just made the decision that you are finally, maybe, possibly quite ready to jump in and start the downsizing process. Once you've acknowledged that you're ready, we can sit down and acknowledge that next step that needs to take place in order to make sure that you are ready and that the process runs in an organized fashion, because this is a big change for some of you. You've probably been in your homes for 20 or 30 plus years, and the new future is a little bit of an unknown. So I'm here to help you, to listen, to have you lean on me, to offer support, and also to bring in our team of professionals who do this so seamlessly, so well, and frequently to assist seniors such as yourself with the downsizing process. Here are some concrete steps that you're going to want to think about, and you probably want to hit like on this video here, and you want to hit the subscribe button if you're a downsizer and you're going to need some tips to make it through the process. The first concrete step, once you've decided the decision to downsize is right for you, the first step is to get your property evaluated. Whether that is a condo, whether that is a home, whether that's a really big estate property, whether it's a farmhouse, whatever it is that you currently own, the first step is understanding what the property is worth. Because without knowing what you're holding, it's very difficult to figure out where you're going to. So the first step would be a friendly chat, a comfortable chat, not signing of documents, not signing listing paperwork, not getting your home on the sale. So if somebody you've met has tried to rush you to that step, you want to be able to pump the brakes. You are in control. This is your home. This is your future. This is your destiny. And it's not for a realtor to come in and swoop in and take a listing and just start moving you through the steps in a rush process. I don't believe in that. That's not how we handle things here. So the first step is getting somebody in for a no obligation, no strings attached, free quote on your home, and going through comparables so that you have an understanding of what your home is worth and how it compares to other homes in your area. And we want to make sure when we're looking at the valuation of our home that the real estate professional standing before you is experienced and knowledgeable in your area, understands the type of home that you have, understands the potential buyer demographic of who might be right for your home and who would be looking in your neighborhood. Because if they sell downtown condos and you're sitting on an estate property in, let's say, Aurora, you might not have the right person sitting in front of you. So you want somebody experienced specifically with downsizers, specifically who knows you're familiar, who is familiar with your neighborhood, who knows the type of home that you have, and can really listen. Step two is identifying where you are transitioning to. Whether you're going from Aurora to the waterfront of downtown Toronto, or if you're going from the west end of the city to the east end to be closer to your children, step two is identifying where you would like to be. Some of you may be watching this and you haven't figured that out yet, but with the right amount of support and a consultation with a realtor, perhaps involving your children or your family or your bestie, we can help you figure out where you are going. But it is so crucial in step two, before we get on with the decluttering process, is to figure out where your heart is actually considering to make the downsize shift to, because that will have a lot of influence on step three. Step three is the timeline. So we need to know where you're going or what you're eyeing before we can establish a timeline. But the timeline, although it's step three, is one of the most important steps to get right. On our team, we spend the most amount of time talking about the timeline, because having a really clear timeline and a plan is like having a roadmap. We don't just get in the car and head down to the Keys. We actually have a roadmap, and we know our pit stops and our rest breaks. So consider that the same as knowing clear vision on your timeline, because understanding where you're going, for example, if you're moving from a large home to a bungalow, we want to consider, when do those bungalows in the neighborhoods that you're eyeing actually come up to market? A lot of seniors, when they're putting their homes to market, come out of the woodwork and come out to the market, often from April all the way through to the end of September, sometimes even October. A lot of downsizing seniors don't like to move in the winter, and can you blame them? Because it's awful. It's not fun to make a move and have the doors open and all the freezing cold air in the home, risking potentially slips and falls during a winter move. So the sweet spot for most buyers and seniors who are downsizing is going to be in the spring through to the late fall. So ask yourself, the type of product that you're eyeing, is it a seniors building? Is it a mature building where there's a lot of seniors that live? Well, then we have to consider that those people will probably be coming out on your timeline. So going to market and preparing your home for, let's say, November, December, January, February or March may not be a great idea. But if you're coming to us today, for example, we've got to pull out the calendar, we've got to look at the timeline, and we definitely have to consider where you're going and the value of your home. Okay, you've made it this far. Step 3 done. Let's make way for step 4. For me, step 4 is where the fun starts. Probably for seniors, if you're watching this, this is not really where the fun starts for you, but when I say the fun starts for us, we are a team of professionals. We have an incredible team that comes in to assist with helping you make decisions as to what you would like to either donate, dump, or sell by way of auction, or sell by way of consignment. This is the area that we really excel in, because most people, when they call me, will say, I'm thinking about downsizing, but I don't know what to do with all of my stuff. No problem. That's where we come in. We would be happy to sit with you, and you need probably an hour for that consultation to really be able to learn how we work through homes room by room to help you make decisions on what you wish to donate to the grandkids or to your children, what you know definitively you're not taking to your new place, what you're happy to go to charity, and what you could actually trade for a tax receipt by way of a donation to a charity in Toronto that could actually take your furniture from you and actually return a tax receipt. And other charities, the list goes on. There's so many great places these days that are willing to take your furniture, but then there's a whole bunch of stuff that nobody wants that ends up inevitably having to go to the dump. So please don't get caught up in the step 4. This is where I say the fun part for us. This is truly where we excel. For many of you watching this, this is the overwhelming part, but it's the easy part that we do really well over and over again. Step 5 is deciding whether or not, once your home is decluttered and ready to go, if you are going to undertake any home repairs. Some seniors opt to sell their home as is, and that's okay. No judgment to anybody who does that. Some people don't have the strength or the emotional energy or the time, or maybe you're not well enough to have tradespeople working in the house. That is okay. That is a very personal decision that you are entitled to have. It always comes back to step 1. What have we evaluated the home at? What needs to be done? Or how do we get the price in line for as is, where is? That is something that you will discover throughout the process, and it is often a question of comfort. Some people have comfort and are willing to do some repairs. Some people have a home that is in excellent condition when we walk through the door, and it's really just making sure that there's some fluffing or staging that takes place to make sure the house looks magazine ready and ready for the MLS system. So you don't have to tackle home repairs, but often if you've been in your home for 30 or 40 or 50 years, you might find that you need the help of a handyman or an electrician or a plumber, and we've got you covered there. We have a whole list of amazing tradespeople who are bonded, insured, trusted, all of the above, who do amazing work. So do not fret. I know the Yellow Pages is not really a thing these days, but you don't have to go scour the internet and sort through reviews. That's where you can lean on our team for trusted trade reviews. And we will help you only tackle the repairs that we think are absolutely crucial to your success. We don't need to put new countertops in. I met a client recently, and she said, my agent came in and said, I should change the counters here, change the counters there, change the counters there. So somebody had instructed this poor little lady to go ahead and put in quartz countertops over 30 and 40-year cabinets. I don't see the benefit. People won't be fooled by that, and that's a bunch of make-work exercise, in my opinion, and a lot of money going out the door not to increase the value of the home. So we only want to do things that truly will recapture our return on investment. There you have it. There are my 5 steps to help you get going. And I'm going to say there are a whole bunch more steps that come after this. So we're going to call this part 1. And what we'll do is we'll give a link down below so you can head over and watch part 2 of this video. But this is where the house preparation sort of moves off the radar. And what happens next is the home is getting prepared for the market. If you've got a clear understanding of what your home is worth, you've got a clear understanding of where you're going, you have a clear idea of your timeline, so you've got the support people and the professionals to get your home looking its very best to make sure you're a success. I'm Jacquie Othen. Thanks for watching, and you want to head over now and watch part 2.